veteran video game critic Michael does live.
It's a setup, it's a setup, there's a home, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's a home, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's a home, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's a home, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's a home, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's a home, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's a moat, it's a piece of dirty boom.
Professional who sees patients with type 1 diabetes. Breakthrough T1D.
Shut the fuck up!
There were so many times she said she cared about me. She told me she didn't love.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. Again.
Damn, so that means 2027 for PC.
Never has there been an opening like this in the entertainment industry. This week, Grand Theft Auto 5 pulled in $1 billion in sales in 3 days. No movie or music release has ever come close to that.
Let me see if I'm just skipping the intro.
To 2026. May. Folks at home, the day has come. And it's a sad day, that I can tell you. It's a really sad day. Rockstar Games has officially, for the first time since 2023, they have confirmed the delay of Grand Theft Auto 6. They confirmed the existence of Grand Theft Auto 6. And today, May 2nd, 2025, the reality of the situation has unfolded. As Rockstar Games, they delayed it to 2026. May 26th, 2026.
Ayad has just tipped $10 through Super Chat. I apologize, I was wrong and you were right.
IAD coming through in a way that makes sense. We tried telling you folks that this game was not coming out in fall of 2025, and yet for some strange reason, people did not want to listen. And today, Rockstar Games has officially slammed on the brakes for the fall 2025 release of Grand Theft Auto 6. It is truly an unbelievable day. It is truly unbelievable to say the least. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. We knew this was coming, but we didn't know it was maybe coming this soon. It is May 2nd, 2025, and Rockstar Games, for the first time since 2023, since Trailer 1, has confirmed they have acknowledged the game, they have confirmed its
Dude,
existence.
GTA 5 came out in 2013.
And they also have delayed Grand Theft Auto 6 to
Let that
May
sink in.
26th, 2026. There is a lot to unpack here. Quite frankly, we don't even know where to begin.
The 111 Super Chatted 17 Israeli New Shekels.
It's being sped up so you guys can get caught up to the live.
Is he coming through in a way that makes sense? Unfortunately, it is, in my opinion.
And so I can react to it.
Not coming fall 2025. I wanted to be wrong. I didn't want to be right. I wanted this game like everyone else in fall of 2025. But logically looking at it, none of it made ever sense for that to be a reality. And now today, the final nail in the coffin for Grand Theft Auto 6. It is truly unbelievable, folks.
Yeah, no shit.
I can't believe this is real.
No shit. Yeah, no shit.
The final nail in the coffin for Grand Theft Auto 6 has been hammered in.
Tulu Super Chatted $5 Canadian. It's over, folks. The cracks in Rockstar are starting to show.
They are indeed starting to show, and I don't even know where to begin. We got a lot to unpack here today. We're going to read the official announcement from Rockstar Games themselves. This is the first time, mind you, Rockstar Games has talked about the game since 2023. Take-Two was doing all of the talking. And, last we heard, this game was on track for fall 2025. That was from the horse's mouth over at Take-Two. And I sat there and I said, not a chance. It is unbelievable, folks. There's a lot of... I don't know how to discuss this, really. This is unbelievable. We're going to try and get through here.
Cool friend Super Chatted $4.99. GTA 6 delayed until next year when $160 games are the norm. Hashtag the last game with server.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, this industry is, quite frankly, at the bottom of the ocean floor, resounding right next to the Titanic with these prices and lack of software. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It really is. And I was looking forward
Bottom
to
of the ocean floor, by the way.
The game I care about it now. The final nail in the coffin for Grand Theft Auto 6.
And how much games are worth now.
Right. The final nail in the coffin for Grand Theft Auto 6 has been hammered shut. And Rockstar Games today comes out of nowhere on this Friday, May 2nd, 2025. We don't even know what year it is. May 2nd, 2025. I don't have this show. I mean, honestly, I don't even know how. It's just unbelievable. They finally talked about the game after over 500 plus days.
I thought it would be delayed as well. All interiors better be able to go into them.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to have to discuss here because there's a new problem. Okay, there's a massive new problem with this game that some people aren't seeing. And I'm seeing a big problem with this game now, especially now that we have confirmation of it not coming out fall 2025, and now that it is coming May 26th, 2025. The good news is that they actually have acknowledged the game's existence and that we actually have a specific release date for Grand Theft Auto 6. Those are the two, if you were to take away good news from this here today, that is better than coming fall. That is better than saying.
Yo, what's up, NFS kid? We're probably going to go live on GTA later, since it's probably trending a little bit right now. Probably not even trending. But we'll go live on some GTA later.
Look at this right here. It is a party in here. It's not necessarily the party we wanted to see or hear, but it is one nonetheless.
17 Israeli New Shekels and 90 Agarot. Someone's need to make a compilation video of you saying...
They need to make GTA 6 cross-platform, too.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of being like, oh yeah, PC players are with PC.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be, though.
I said, well, he's only going
I don't think it'll be crossplay.
The projected timeline seems to be, and we've been talking about this game pretty consistently. We tapered off a little bit for the past couple of weeks, but we've been talking about this game consistently for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months. And after the 1-year anniversary for Trailer 1, I knew something was not right, and right then and there. And we had hope for these theories, and we had hope for these You know, we had hope for December 27th.
If you guys are new, make sure to like the stream, subscribe, hit the bell, you get all the notifications for when I'm live.
Anything to come along. And it never came to fruition.
Era super chatted $4.99. I'm glad it got delayed. Smiley face emoji. I'm hyped for Ninja Gaiden 2.
Damn, his chat's broke as fuck today. $5
It's
donations.
probably the worst news ever. Because quite frankly, I would have preferred a Rush game over whatever they're working on right now. I mean, I have no idea what's going on. Of course, no one does, but it is an unbelievably sad situation for Grand Theft Auto 6, as today the curtain has been finally pulled back. And they have delayed this game. The biggest video game on our planet, the biggest video game in our lifetime, has been officially delayed. We're going to go take a look at this here from Rockstar Games. The official announcement. Let's read this. Joshua Trump coming through. Love to see it.
Joshua Trump has just tipped $10 through Super Chat. Due to these consumers lining up to the buffet at every release, Microsoft is following suit by increasing game prices after Nintendo. Sony is next. It's over.
And, you know, prices wouldn't be a concern. I mean, you know, there's a new iPhone every year. It costs over $1,100. But it's a phone. It has great, compelling software. It has productivity software. It has entertainment software. It just works. The problem with these game prices going up is that there's no software to play. And these games take 15 years minimum to make now. It's unbelievable. So they want you to pay for all of this hardware and services. Yeah, they're not offering anything. You know, the biggest game right now is Oblivion Remake, arguably. And it's a game that is from 2006 with a new coat of paint. Unbelievable. So Rockstar Games has officially delayed Grand Theft Auto 6 to May 26th, 2026. This is not a rumor. This isn't speculation. This is from the horse's mouth, Rockstar Games. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at this here. I just can't believe this is real. I can't believe we're live right now talking about this. I can't believe. I mean, it's just...
I mean, you wanted
it's
news,
really
didn't you?
devastating, honestly. I don't know what to tell you guys. But this is it right here.
Bryson Odell super chatted $5. Everyone knew it would be delayed, but you were the only one brave enough to speak out. Folded hands emoji.
Well, I mean, quite frankly, you know, in the investor calls, they were very confident that this was still on track for fall 2025. And, you know, people sat there and told me that, I mean, I made a video 2 months ago. I forgot what it's titled. I think it's titled GTA 6 is not coming out this year. Don't believe the hype. We put it out 2 months ago when everyone and their grandma was like, oh, yeah, GTA 6 is still on track for fall 2025. Take-Two confirms that. I didn't believe it. Rockstar has nothing to show. If Rockstar has nothing to show, Take-Two can, you know, they can do their forecast and they can project and, you know, they can think of when it's possibly releasing. But if Rockstar's not pulling the curtain back, and they haven't until now, well, then it's just hard to believe. Straight up randos in the building. Big time support today. We do appreciate it. It's a hard day, folks. I'm not going to lie.
Has just tipped
Pretty hard day.
$10 through Super Chat. Now, I would have been more surprised if it actually released in fall. Not all that surprised here about the delay. If you ask me, I think it's a good thing. But we'll see as it unfolds.
I don't even know where to begin. I mean, there's just so much to unpack here, it's not even funny. And it's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. But as you can see here, Grand Theft Auto 6 is now coming May 26th, 2026. So over a year as of this broadcast, little over a year. And it says, hi, everyone. That sounds pretty generic. You know, the last time we heard from Rockstar in this kind of way was from Sam Hauser. And this doesn't seem to be from Sam Hauser. Hi, everyone, by the way. Hi, everyone. You know, you're waiting for the biggest video game of all time. Hi, everyone. You know, what the fuck? Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to
What?
release May 26th, 2026. We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team.
Jake Bake super chatted $4.99. The game will likely be delayed again down the road. Game is practically irrelevant at this point. Unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. I think this is, people are looking at this and they're looking at it at a surface level, and something's going on with this game, and I don't think it's a positive thing. We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. Now, here we go. With every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception.
Raging Punk has just tipped 20 Canadian dollars through Super Chat. You were right. Michael does right.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be right about this one. This was one that we didn't want to be right about. I wanted this game fall of 2025, but when you zoomed out and you looked at the bigger picture, none of it made sense.
Michael was right, by the way. Oh my
God. We appreciate this support here today. It is a hard day for gamers all across the globe.
It's a hard day, so come through and support.
With every game we have released,
my Cash App is in the description.
And Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand
we need to keep the lights on.
That we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon. Sincerely, Rockstar Games. Oh. I just...
Luis Hernandez has just tipped $10 through Super Chat.
Big Loyal.
This is disgusting since the Biden administration.
Big Loyal is in the building, and he's coming through hard and strong with that 10. We do appreciate this big-time support here today. It's a hard day. It's a hard stream. There's really a lot to unpack here. Big Loyal is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. It's what we love to see. Big Loyal Luis Hernandez is in the building. This is unbelievable news. I mean, it is believable, but it's also unbelievable at the same time, if that makes any sense. I mean, we didn't really want this to come to fruition. We, logically looked at it and we thought, well,
463 people watching him, by the way, and we have 2 people in here. He bots his channel.
You also have Mafia,
just like Dylan.
Coming out. You have Borderlands coming out. You can't.
He probably has probably 70 or 100 people in his chat.
Coming out as well. That's just not making any sense. It's going to cannibalize those games, and you pull out the whole
there's
big
no
picture.
way.
None of it made any sense.
There's no way those are all real people with the chat moving that slow.
Oh. We have to wait over a year from now, as of this broadcast, to potentially play this game. And that's assuming there's no other delays coming.
The won 111 super shattered 17 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. They could at least give us a trailer or some pictures. Let's hope Mafia will deliver.
Oh. Yeah, we still have nothing. No new screenshots. Nothing. No trailer 2. And I said, you know, one of my theories was, well, if they delay the game, they're going to have to soften the blow somehow. Here's trailer 2, but the game is also delayed. I think that would have been a better approach. But this game is missing in action. And now...
Missing in action, by the way.
When does the marketing start? The game comes out in about a year from now?
Here we go.
We're back to this stage again. When does the game come out? We got a loose dog out here. This is unbelievable. Never mind.
Loose dog, by the way. What the fuck?
Vision super chatted $4.99. Delay now or patch forever Rockstar.
Then why are you streaming there, bud?
Funeral.
Yeah, but if the game is in a position where, you know, it needs an extra year of work, then clearly something went haywire. Or they're redoing a lot of the game. I mean, there's just a lot of theories that, you know, we knew last year that the devs had to transition from home to the office. And that was obviously a big hurdle. That was obviously a big roadblock for this game. I'm going to read this again, folks. It's really devastating news. I mean, we knew that this was likely coming. But to see it in reality now, I mean, it's just not what I want to see. I mean, honestly, I wanted to be wrong. Everyone wanted to be wrong. No one wanted to be right. I wanted this game fall of 2025.
Oscar super chatted $4.99. We knew this would happen, and that's the bottom line because Michael said so.
I wanted to be wrong about Grand Theft Auto 6 getting delayed. I mean, I really did. I wanted you guys to be right. I wanted the...
So he wanted to dress up as a clown.
That we're staying hopeful. We wanted them to be right. We wanted to play this game later this year. Because, quite frankly, there's nothing to play later this year. Unless something comes up between now and then. You know, there could be publishers that... You know, and this really creates a whole different butterfly effect, I guess you could say. Because now that there's a specific date out, other publishers are going to look at that and try and steer us far away from this as possible. So does that mean that other games are going to be rushed
getting
out
delayed till
to try and get
2032?
ahead of May 20,
Yeah,
20,
probably.
6? We're going to go ahead and read this again. Grand Theft, I mean, it's just unbelievable. I can't believe this is real. Guys, we haven't heard from Rockstar Games about this game anyway since 2023. Over 500 days of pure silence. They haven't even recognized the game. We went quiet in all of 2024. And now here, May 2nd, 2025, the game is officially delayed by Rockstar Games. And it's the first time we've heard from Rockstar Games about Grand Theft Auto 6 since 2023, December of 2023. And let's go ahead and read this again. This is unbelievable. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now coming May 26th, 2026. Hi, everyone. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to release on May 6th, 2026. We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon. Sincerely, Rockstar Games.
Oh, man.
Sourceless has just tipped $10 through Super Chat. GTA 6 would be releasing this year if game developers were still passionate and based.
There's just so much to unpack here, and what does this mean for the industry? What does this mean for other games? What does this mean for Grand Theft Auto 6 in and of itself? Because now that they've delayed the game, it really creates more problems for this game, in my opinion. And I want to explain this in a way that hopefully makes sense. But now that they've delayed the game,
Because you're a game tech.
and like I said, one of the positives that we can take away from here today is that now we have an official release date on this game. We know the day that it is coming, May 26th, 2026, and I'm assuming that's a Friday. I haven't looked it up. But now that we know the game is coming May 26th, 2026, what does that mean for this game? Because now that you've delayed the game an entire year, how in the blue hell are you going to meet expectations? How in the blue hell is Grand Theft Auto 6 going to exceed and go above and beyond expectations that are currently set? It's nearly an impossible feat. Fable is in the building. We want to hear what you have to say.
Fable La Punisher has just tipped $9.99 through Super Chat. World class, we love you, baby. Always spot on with your calls. Was so hoping Rockstar would have nailed fall 2025. Realistically, it will be delayed one more time. One more delay till fall 2026 release date.
Well, that very well could be a possibility, and unfortunately, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, if October, November rolls around this year, and we still have nothing from Rockstar Games about this game, I would expect another delay. I think Trailer 2 has to come later this year, fall 2025 for Trailer 2. If this game is coming in spring, it's still technically spring, right? Hell, this is really spot on, because just the other day I said, well, I think they're going to delay the game, and I think they're going to push it back to spring 2026. And if May 26th is still considered spring, then my God, we were really spot on here. And Trailer 2 drops fall 2025 later this year, and that ensures that the marketing doesn't get disrupted for Borderlands and doesn't get disrupted for Mafia of the Old Country. So now Mafia of the Old Country is in the big spotlight. Mafia of the Old Country is in the big spotlight, and gamers are going to be checking that out. And it's also great for Leslie Benzies, his new game Midzai. People are gonna want something a little similar, so they're going to go out and buy that because there's nothing to play. Now, this could also mean that other games might actually get pushed back into fall 2025 now, instead of coming out sooner. But who knows? It is
I think Metal Gear
I
Solid
just
will
don't
probably
understand
get Game
how
of the Year
Rockstar
then.
Games, this is really now, at this point, at this juncture.
If that's what he's talking
with
about,
today's official
Kojima Game of the
announcement,
Year secured for Kojima.
This is the impossible game. It really is.
I think that's what he means.
They have
That's
set
what he's
themselves
guessing.
up in a really bad position, where they're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
What are the games that are coming out from Kojima? Do
And
you
it's
guys
very
know?
unfortunate, because the likelihood of crawling out of that position is going to be very, very difficult. You have delayed the game for over a year, and how in the blue hell are you going to meet those expectations, those incredibly, incredibly high expectations? Now, since the game is delayed, and as it says right here,
Oh, Death Stranding 2.
the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. So they're trying to exceed our expectations here, even with the delay in mind. This is now the impossible video game. Because if Rockstar truly does go above and beyond, and they truly exceed expectations, it will be the greatest video game ever made. but I just don't know how. What are they doing with this game is really the big question. Why is it taking so long to put this game out? Because now at this juncture, what I'm going to need, and I know this isn't titled, but what I'm going to need now that the game has been delayed, now my expectations go up even further. Because clearly they don't need a year to polish the game. I mean, I think that would be ridiculous. Maybe they do, I'm not sure. But I think there's more going on than meets the eye, as we have no new screenshots, no sign of trailer 2. But what I'm expecting now is every interior in this game to be enterable. That has to be a guaranteed feature day one for me to get excited at this point, because now that the game has been delayed, you are setting expectations even higher. Whether they wanted to do that or not, they have pushed the game back. The technology gets better as time progresses. The PlayStation 5 Pro, there could be a new Xbox right around the corner as well. I don't know how they're going to pull this game off. Because if this game does come out, and it doesn't get delayed again, which it could, very well could. But if this game does come out May 26, 2026, and they don't exceed expectations, it's a total disaster. Biggest disappointment in video game history. They have positioned themselves in the impossible situation. I can't imagine working on this game now. The amount of pressure and stress to get this game now to the finish line of May 26, 2026. They will probably be crunching for an entire year. And maybe that's what needs to be done to get it to the finish line in a way that makes sense. This is going to have to be the most groundbreaking, forward-thinking, revolutionary video game of all time now at this point because of this delay. And they even say here, with every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. Implying that they're trying to do that again. They're trying to exceed our expectations with Grand Theft Auto 6, as it's not an exception. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. What does that really mean? To wait a whole nother year to potentially play this game. That's not even factoring a potential another delay. Really not the news we wanted to hear. I mean, it's really unfortunate that I was right and other people that predicted this were right, because it's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. What do we, I mean, they don't even, we got a logo. We didn't even get Jason or Lucia again. I mean, there's just so much to unpack here, it's not even funny. We don't even have to talk about the game.
Fable La Punisher has just tipped $9.99 through Super Chat. Even with one more delay on the table, the pressure has now increased for them tenfold. They literally have to give us their magnum opus mastered anomaly. GTA 6 will be best thing since sliced bread.
This is literally the biggest video game in our lifetime. Everyone who is watching, everyone who is alive on planet Earth right now, there will never be another bigger video game than Grand Theft Auto 6.
Never? Never, ever?
I mean, it's probably
Never, ever?
It's probably obvious that the online is a big factor in this delay. I'm sure they're trying to get the online to a point where it can exceed expectations, and they can continue to really make sure that's good to go for the next 15 plus years. And if GTA Online wasn't as successful, I'm sure we would have had Grand Theft Auto 7 by now. Really is unbelievable. I mean, I don't even really hard to fathom. I mean, it's just unbelievable that we wake up to this news here today on this Friday. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to release May 26, 2026. And like I said, if we don't get anything this fall, if there is no screenshots, if there is no trailer 2 leading up to 2026, I would go as far as to say that May 26, 2026. I mean, if we're in January of 2026 and they're still quiet about this game, there's no chance of it coming out in May. And it was so funny because these people were talking about, well, the game doesn't need a big marketing. The game doesn't need a big marketing. And it's like, yes, it does. The game needs to be marketed. And they were sitting here and they were telling me for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months that Rockstar Games does not need to market this game. That is a load of horse shit, is really what it is. It's a load of horse shit. Yes, they could shadow drop this, and yes, it could be very, 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 very successful. But now that this game is again in the public eye, at least for today, you have to market this game properly. You cannot wait until the very last minute to throw screenshots out in trailer 2. And the reason that it didn't make sense for fall 2025 is because you have Mafia coming out. And if they were to release trailer 2, it would potentially cannibalize interest in Mafia the Old Country. You have Mafia the Old Country coming out August 8th. Rockstar can't put out a trailer for GTA 6. That would potentially cannibalize all interest in Mafia the Old
Somebody
Country.
put in his chat, I'm going to die before the game releases. Mental hardship, by the way. Oh, shit.
One has just tipped $19.99 through Super Chat. This game will never
Probably is going to die before the game releases because fucking, if they keep delaying it, then,
I'm 20
yeah.
now, was 8 when GTA 5 came out, might be in a nursing home before this comes.
Oh.
Why a specific date?
Well, I think they wanted to reassure people, even if it's a fake date, even if they don't, I think they wanted to come out of the woodwork and reassure people and not give people a vague window. Because imagine if they updated this and said, hey, you know, this is coming, and they give us a vague release window. I mean, that really wouldn't scream confidence. So now they come out of the woodwork with a delay, and they give us a specific date on when this is supposedly slated to release, May 26, 2026. I mean, at this point, this could be a PlayStation 6 launch title, or at least a cross-gen title, especially if it gets delayed into fall of 2026.
Cross-gen title.
Now, obviously, right now, as it stands, May 26, 2026, I'm glad we have a release date on it. But the possibility of it getting delayed again, based off of previous titles, is probably pretty high. I just don't understand how they're going. This is now the Impossible game. They should rename the game to Grand Theft Auto Impossible. Literally. Just hire Tom Cruise. Because that's what they've done. They put themselves in a position. We were waiting all of this time for Grand Theft Auto 6. Now it gets officially delayed. This isn't a rumor. This isn't speculation. This isn't a theory. Grand Theft Auto 6 is officially delayed May 26, 2026. How are you going? And it says right in here, how are you going to exceed expectations? I just don't understand. The Queen is in the building.
Schleicher has just tipped $19.
I'll mute him for a second, and I'll answer that question. If they natively, or whatever whatever that word is, if they mechanically have those mechanics in the game, and you're able to do like crazy stuff like lock picking and stuff like that, and have keys for like the cops for like the cells and stuff like that, then it's gonna be a very good game.
Fall 2025 was on the table, but now this is the final nail in the coffin.
And like you can get arrested and stuff. Hey, what's up, chemist? Appreciate you stopping by.
They're gonna let the other titles like Mafia the Old Country and Borderlands breathe in order to I mean, what are we going to play in fall of 2025 now? A new Call of Duty? Oh.
They need to just release all the Call of Duties and have
If
it
we don't
released
have
on
news
both
by the
Xbox and
2-year
PlayStation.
anniversary for GTA 6 Trailer 1, if we don't have news by then, that's the 2nd-year anniversary for GTA 6 Trailer 1, then this game is not coming out in May. So that's going to be my new deadline. If Rockstar is going to play the silent game again, and they have nothing to show for it by then, or right around that time, I would argue that this game will be delayed again. But I think we're jumping ahead a little bit here. I think really what's going to happen is they're waiting for the other Take-Two games to get out and be heard and be seen and be played and be consumed. And then potentially the marketing starts to ramp up a little bit. If we're really believing the May 26, 2026.
Michael Wilson super chatted £5. Now the fake fans want to come out. Where were y'all during the conference call?
It's how it always
Not
is.
here.
It's how it always is. When there's no news, no one wants to discuss it. Now everyone has an opinion on it. This is what I talked about for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months. No one wanted to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6. Now that Rockstar's come out of the woodwork with nothing new, mind you, outside of this release date and an official delay, now everyone has to have, now they have an opinion on the game. Funny how that works. I was talking about it when no one was. I was talking about it in a live environment anyway. There was other creators talking about GTA 6, but I don't understand how Rockstar Games is going to exceed expectations. At this point, it's an impossible task. It's an impossible feat. When we launch Grand Theft Auto 6, no matter what platform, we need to be blown away. We need to be jaw on the floor the entire time we play it. I do believe at this point the game could very well be $100. And I do believe that the game could be digital only.
I don't know about digital only.
2026, by the way. We did not want to see this come to fruition. We did not want to see this official confirmation. This is devastating news, in my opinion, because now again, they might as well rename the game to Grand Theft Auto Impossible. How are you going to exceed the players' expectations? They're saying it right here. Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We aim to try and exceed your expectations. And Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. What does that even mean? What are we going to experience in this game? And that's what I talked about. I said the social media system has to be what I think it is now. It really does. It cannot be a redesigned Stranger and Freaks missions. Build a neural network within the game, and every NPC is dynamically recording things in the world. It's truly a living, breathing world. This is the only way they're going to exceed my expectations. The social media system is...
They ain't exceeding your expectations, but
you have a neural network system, and you have the NPCs.
No game has ever exceeded your expectations, so why would this game?
Social media, and you can look at it, you can go there, it's all happening in real time. The first truly living, breathing, open world video game, that is how you're going to have to do it at this point. Because now that you've delayed the game, my expectations grow up. And again, with what they're wording here, it seems like they are on the same page as what I'm thinking. So with every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve.
You think they'll release GTA 5 again?
Well, Rockstar, if you're
If it has roleplay in it, then it'll be good.
I need that social
If it doesn't
media
have it, then
system
it's
to
trash.
really come to life and truly deliver what no other game will be able to do going forward, and truly deliver really the unthinkable. An actual living, breathing, open world. Because
There needs to be like a penalty system for the role play. There needs to be a lot of
I
stuff.
really did not want to see this game get delayed. I really wanted to be wrong. We're not even getting an updated look at Jason or Lucia. Like, have they reworked Jason and Lucia? You know, there's a lot of questions here. I mean, it's just really unbelievable. We're going to try and break this down here. We got a little chart. But again, if you're just tuning in, Grand Theft Auto 6 is now coming May 26, 2026. The game has been officially delayed from its 2025 release window.
Lady Angel has just tipped $10 through Super Chat. It's too bad it's been delayed, but we did get a release date. Hopefully we'll get a second trailer.
Yeah, you'll be dead by then, Lady Angel.
Well, you know, just the other day, one of the Rockstar developers came out of the woodwork and said they don't need trailer 2, and it's like, what is this guy smoking? They don't need trailer 2, by the way. They need trailer 2. Because now at this point, we don't even know what the damn game looks like. You know, the visual style could have changed a lot. The character models could have changed a lot. You know, the appearance of Jason and Lucia, we haven't seen them since 2023, over 500 days. Now the game isn't coming until May 26, 2026. Who knows if Jason and Lucia, if those character designs were final? You know, I'm sure they're pretty locked in, but I'm sure the next time we see this game, it's going to look not very different, but it's going to look pretty different. As I would hope. I mean, I want better graphics. I want better looking everything. Everything has to be looking better. This is now a 2026 video game. Why did they show us trailer 1 in late 2023 is beyond me. And people like to say, well, the leaks. And it's like the leaks were in 2022. I don't know. So I guess it takes them a year to put out a trailer. Doesn't make any sense to me. We're going to go ahead and try and dissect this here. It is truly unbelievable.
Vision Super Chatted $1.99. The trailer 1 was rushed. The game wasn't ready yet.
Well, clearly it wasn't. And maybe that's what happened. Maybe they just put together scenes for the trailer 1 to say, hey, look, it exists. This is our roadmap for 2025. You know, we're trying to hit 2025, and obviously they couldn't get it done. So we're going to try and break this down in a way that hopefully makes sense. GTA 6 delayed, now coming May 26th, 2026. The big question is, why was it delayed? Well, we know the answer, according to RockstarGames. And it says that they need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. Are they removing the woke themes? Or are they doubling down on the woke themes? Because there are woke themes in this game. You can see them in trailer 1. Yeah, we know what Rockstar said about Trump being president. I don't want to get political in here, but, you know, could they be potentially dialing back on some of those woke themes that might have been in the game? I have no idea. Could this be the first AAA game with AI NPCs? Now, this is probably very unrealistic with the current set of hardware. Maybe if it were PlayStation 6, I would say, well, this might be a possibility. But the first AAA game with AI NPCs, I don't think they could pull this off. The only way I think they could pull this off is that if they required a constant internet connection to do it. And I don't think it's really possible. I don't think it is possible. But I think they're going to go above and beyond in terms of the way you interact with NPCs. I think it's going to be a much more in-depth system than Red Dead Redemption 2, which at this point, it should be. Will this be the first $100 AAA title that's not a collector's edition or
One of
a
his
pre-order?
bulletin points for GTA 6
That
delayed
is very well a
says,
possibility.
removing woke themes, question mark.
As
First
game
AAA
prices
game
and
with
game-
AI NPCs.
all
first
of that stuff is
$100
going up,
game,
and as
and
such,
then the other one
we didn't
says
think that this was
why.
going to be a possibility. We thought, well, the $100, the rumor going around that,
Why?
GTA 6 could be $100, GTA 6 could be $100. Well, now it's starting to look a little bit more likely, at least the potential. And really the big question is, can it live up to expectations? And I just think this is an impossible position that Rockstar has kind of maneuvered into. They've maneuvered into an impossible position to try and get this game to live up to expectations now that the game has been delayed. And they are committed, it seems anyway, they are committed to exceeding those expectations. As it says there in the official statement. And could there be another delay? Rockstar Games is known for delaying their games. And I believe Red Dead Redemption was delayed at least 2 or 3 times. And this is I guess technically the first delay, as it's not launching in fall of 2025, which was when it was planned to launch. So could another delay be on the horizon? We certainly hope that that is not the case, as we need Rockstar Games to pull the curtain back. And when they pull it back again, pull it back in a way that makes sense. This is unbelievable, folks.
It's unbelievable.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to release on May 26th, 2026. This is not from Sam Houser. I wish Rockstar Games the best, because they're going to need all the luck they can get to really exceed expectations with Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, they're going to have to really start busting ass to get the game to where it comes out and everyone is blown away. I mean, if they put out another GTA 5 and call it a day, that is going to be probably a disappointment for most people. So now you're talking about a game that is truly mind-blowing. You're talking about a game that is truly kind of really unthinkable. I don't know how they're going to accomplish it. But it says right here in the official statement that that is their goal, it seems anyway, to exceed expectations. It is unbelievable, folks. It really is. I mean, now we have to wait over a year, at least as of this recording, a little bit over a year. It's May 2nd right now. So a little bit over a year. Now, on the flip side, like I said, the marketing, if this game is coming May 26, 2026, the marketing would have to ramp up, I would argue, in the fall of this year. And I think that very well could be a possibility if this game is truly on track for May of 2026. And I would expect trailer 2 to be potentially out around the 1 year, the 2 year rather anniversary of GTA 6 trailer 1, which would be in December of 2025. So if the game is on track for May 26, 2026, I do expect there to be marketing starting fairly soon, within the next few months. Especially after Mafia: The Old Country and Borderlands are come and gone.
Lady Angel super chatted $5. They should have enough time to really make this game exceptional now. We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Well, I don't know how they're going to do it, and I just can't help but, man, the PC gamers that went out and bought a 50 series graphics card, by the time this game comes to PC, you're talking a 60 series graphics card. It really is unbelievable. And really, what does this mean for other games that are potentially coming out. I mean, now, you know, if I were making a video game and I were in the AAA space and I said, hey, when do we put our game out? Now we know when Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming. Well, you kind of don't want to come after it because that's going to be, you know, your game's going to be overshadowed by Grand Theft Auto 6 and the content that's going to keep providing. So you kind of want to put your game out within the next few months here. So fall 2025 could be starting to get crowded as publishers start announcing that, hey, we're going to try and get our game out this fall to get ahead of Grand Theft Auto 6, or at least early 2026. The game very well could be $100. The game very well could be digital only. And I don't think the normies are ready for things like that. I mean, the digital only part, I think most people are okay with that. But $100, most people aren't okay with that. But I said, well, you know, if Rockstar Games truly does go above and beyond and they truly do exceed expectations, what's $20 more than Mario Kart World, right? I still think gaming, and I know this is an unpopular take, and you're probably not even supposed to say this because you got to agree with the hive mind on the internet, but gaming is still a valuable. It really is. It's. Gaming has never been more valuable. I mean, you look at Game Pass, and it's like, okay, Xbox increased the prices for their games and for their consoles, but if you're already in, Game Pass price hasn't increased, at least as of yet. Well, that's great news. And most people, if you're on Xbox, you're on Game Pass, right? So I don't think the price increases for Xbox are really all that concerning. But if PlayStation follows suit, which they might, you know, the PlayStation 5 Pro, and this still is going to be the best place to play Grand Theft Auto 6 on that PlayStation 5 Pro, that price could very well go up. And I saw some people actually going out and getting a PlayStation 5 Pro just within the last couple of days, picking up some consoles in case the price increase. And for GTA 5, that was at that point scheduled for fall of 2025. Now it's not. Delayed to May 26, 2026. And it's just truly unbelievable, folks. How are they going to make this game? It's truly impossible. I think at this point, they have to find a solution so that every interior in the game is enterable. They really have to figure that out. We can't be walking around Vice City and not being able to go into things. I mean, it's just
$4.99. Remember, everyone was reaching, bending, and spreading it for 27.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Blitz coming through. And I said, once the 1 year anniversary came and gone, I knew there was something wrong with this game. To not acknowledge the 1 year anniversary of trailer 1, which is a trailer that's super popular, it broke YouTube records. To not acknowledge that in any sort of capacity is really wild. And they didn't. And once the 1 year anniversary came, and that was my theory, the 1 year anniversary, I thought, okay, well, on the 1 year anniversary of GTA 6 trailer 1, so last year, December of 2024, I thought they were going to acknowledge it. They were going to sit there and say, hey, here's an update on Grand Theft Auto 6 or a screenshot or even whatever, but nothing. So over 500 days of radio silence, they finally have broken that radio silence. They have finally come back and pulled the curtain out. And it's just not the news I wanted to hear. Who's excited to play this in 2026? They did this with trailer 1, actually. They showed you something really cool, the sizzle reel of like a beautiful looking game, Grand Theft Auto 6 and Vice City, unbelievable graphics, and a great sizzle reel of what to expect. And then at the end of the trailer, they deflated all hype by saying it's coming in 2025. And now here we are, over 500 days since GTA 6 trailer 1. And we have our official delay announcement. Rockstar Games, for the very first time since 2023, has talked about and acknowledged the existence of Grand Theft Auto 6 with the unfortunate delay news. Yes, it's about a year delay, but ugh. We have to wait a year to play this game. And that's assuming, of course, it doesn't get delayed again. But when is the marketing going to start now? Because, well, if the game launches in a year, they have a whole year to market this game. Now, obviously, they don't want to interfere with Mafia: The Old Country. And now that's going to boost the sales for that because people want something that's kind of similar. It's not necessarily that similar, but it's still Mafia, GTA Mafia. They're comparable in a lot of aspects. So Mafia: The Old Country is going to sell like hotcakes because people are jonesing for something kind of similar. That clears the way. And then, of course, Borderlands. You know, that's obviously a different game, but that's under the Take-Two umbrella. They wanted those games to shine, and I said, well, Trailer 2 cannot release now. I said they had between, the middle of April to really before Mafia: The Old Country is getting its debut on May 8th, which is right around the corner. So May 8th, they're pulling the curtain back on Mafia: The Old Country. They needed to get this out in front of that, so that way they can't cannibalize interest in Mafia: The Old Country or Borderlands 2 as they move that game up as well. And people thought just the other day, and I didn't stream it or talk about it, but people thought just the other day when Borderlands got moved up that, that somehow had something to do with Grand Theft Auto 6, and I said no. It only got moved up a couple of weeks, if that. And it's like, why would that have anything to do with Grand Theft Auto 6? They don't know when, no one knows when this game is coming. Well, now we do. But back then, just 24 hours ago or whatever, not even that long ago, but, about 8 hours ago, we didn't know when this game was coming out. 6 hours ago, whenever this announcement was posted, we didn't know when this game was coming. And now we do. And it's a hard pill to swallow. But this is what I thought was going to happen. It was a little bit different than what I thought was going to happen. I thought they were going to soften the blow a little bit and say, hey, by the way, Trailer 2 is coming. Lock in for that. No Trailer 2 announcement. I thought that would help soften the blow, but clearly this game needs more time in the oven. Clearly this game is... really at this point, I need this game to make their previous game look like a PSP game. I need to be able to change the oil in the car, put gasoline in the car. If you buy a property, be able to start the lawnmower and mow the grass. You can laugh at that stuff, but it's like, well, everything I see in Vice City should have some level of interactivity to it. Everything I see in Vice City should have some level of interactivity to it. There's no excuses. If I see a surfboard, I should be able to pick up the surfboard, go surfing. If I see a basketball, I see a basketball court, should be able to play basketball. Everything needs to have a level of interaction unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Dr. Blitz super chatted $1.99. Springtime. Highly doubt it. Holiday 2026.
Well, you'll know of a delay before it actually gets announced. This was obvious. People wanted to fight about it, though. I can go back to previous streams, and we really should start banning a lot of people that were defiant, not because they were being defiant because they're just losers. But you'll know if the game doesn't, you'll know if the game's really coming out in May, many months before that. In fact, like I said after Borderlands 4, if they don't go all in on the marketing, then the game is probably not coming out in May. The radio silent treatment isn't marketing. The normies think it is. They think they have a degree in marketing, and I don't either. I don't have any experience in that. But, from doing YouTube and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, this generates hype, but it's confined within the internet bubble. It's like the normies don't know about Grand Theft Auto. Now they do because this.
I had super chatted $2. How come no screenshots?
That
Imagine how bad it is now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, are they reworking a lot of this game? Why aren't we? I mean, you look at this here. There's no new screenshot. They're not even showcasing a new look at Jason or Lucia. You get nothing. You get the logo, which we've already seen. And so the game still becomes a big mystery, and you could argue, well, that's a part of the marketing, and it's like, okay, we understand that, but it's not. It's really not that deep. Rockstar's not deliberately pumping the brakes to sit there and say, hey, we want you guys to, converse on the internet about this game because that's going to sell copies. And it's like, that's not how that works. I'm so sorry, but it's like, I understand that builds up anticipation and stuff like that, but who cares? They're looking for the normies to buy this game. And now we have to wait until spring 2026. Because everyone who's watching this is going to buy the game day one. So why would they market to people that are already they already have your money? Doesn't matter how much the game is. The game could be $150 day one. You're buying it day one. You'll complain about it on the internet, but you'll buy it day one. Just like the Nintendo Switch 2. They said the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be a total flop, $80 games. Absolutely no way. All of a sudden, Microsoft's doing the same thing now. It's not a big of a deal, though, because most people are on Game Pass. And unless they raise the price of Game Pass, I think that would have been a bigger deal. But Nintendo, they're on track to one of the fastest-selling consoles of all time for pre-orders, I believe, for pre-sales, I believe. Could be wrong on that, but I think it's higher than PlayStation 5 even. So clearly, price isn't really a factor. It shouldn't be because you buy a phone every single year or every other year or whatever your plan is. But the phones are expensive; they're over $1,000. So. For the minimum one. So I don't, and I know a phone's different than a game console and gaming and stuff like that, but it's like, even if this game were $150, it's still a great value. Because if you go out and see your favorite band, you look up the ticket prices for your favorite band, you're talking what, 90 minutes of entertainment, 2 hours of entertainment for what? $250. So $250 for 2 hours of entertainment. Okay, well, this game's going to give you literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of entertainment for a one-time fee of $150. That's still a value. So the gamers are complaining and they're saying gaming is still too expensive. I still think it's the best deal in entertainment. Movie tickets are about what, $15? I mean, you start adding on concessions, snacks and stuff like that, you're up to 20 something, 25, 30, could be more than that, right? And it's like, okay, well, how long is the movie? 2.5 hours, 3 hours? With the video game, especially a video game like this, you're literally getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. I mean, think about it. You paid $60 for GTA 5, which came out in 2013. You're still playing that game today, 13 years later. That's a fucking deal. Like, I'm sorry, but it's not like you're paying a subscription. If you were paying a subscription to play the game, then that'd be a little bit different. But if you were paying the Grand Theft Auto subscription or something like that, pretty soon that's what gaming will be. Everything will be a subscription. You'll subscribe to the Madden subscription. You'll subscribe to the FIFA subscription. You'll subscribe to the Fortnite subscription, and you won't be paying a one-time fee. It'll just be every single month you'll be paying. So you think it's bad now? Wait until about 5 or 10 years. 15 years from now, that's what it's going to be. Everything will be a subscription. You will own nothing, and you will be happy, because physical media is already done for the most part. Although there's a lot of misinformation about physical media and how it works in 2025, and is this PS5 game playable offline, and is the Nintendo Switch 2 playable offline, all this stuff. And it's like, okay, well, if we do cover the Nintendo Switch 2, we will be testing out those things, and we'll be testing it right out of the box. So we'll show you firsthand if it works offline without internet needed, and if it just works in that way. But it is really unbelievable, to say the least. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now coming May 26, 2026. We were right yet again. We didn't want to be right about this. This is one that we didn't want to be right about. But we were right about Grand Theft Auto 6. And it is unbelievable. That I can tell you. Really is unbelievable, and you can't help but wonder how are they going to exceed expectations. I have no idea. I mean, the online is obviously probably the big factor on why they delayed this game. If they didn't have to work on that and really go above and beyond with that, I think they're adding the role-playing stuff in the online. I think natively the role-playing stuff online is really what they're going to try and add and implement day one. And I think what's going to happen here, I think this is a smart strategy from Rockstar Games. I think you put the game out in May. If it doesn't get delayed, you put the game out in May. And then what you do is you have the online come out in the fall. This is actually a very smart strategy.
I had super chat
Really, it is.
$5. Can you please reiterate how confident are you in this new date?
Well, right now it's too early to say, but as we go into fall of 2025 this year, if Rockstar stays silent like they did in the past here for 500 plus days, I don't see this coming in May. So if we're in October and November and Rockstar still hasn't said anything, then there's no way this game's coming out in May. It's really that simple. And in this update here, it says, we look forward to sharing more information with you soon. Well, I'm going to predict that means after Mafia: The Old Country, that means after Borderlands 4, because those are both under the Take-Two umbrella, and they want to clear the way, which is a smart move. I think all of this is a smart move if they can really commit to this and there's no further delays. But it is a difficult... It's a hard pill to swallow now, but I think really this is a smart strategy from Rockstar Games, because you have a whole year to market the game, which a lot of people in here said, no, wait a minute, right? They were saying, no, wait a minute. They don't need to market the game. That was always the excuse. They don't need to market the game. Yes, they do, and they will. And they're not waiting until the last 2 months to market the game. That's unbelievably ridiculous. Like, that's not how that works. Yes, the game is massive. It's the biggest video game in the world. But marketing still needs to be done for a game like this. And now that they have a much more longer runway, they can do that. But like I said, okay, well, the game comes out in May 26, 2026. The online potentially drops later that year in the fall. So Grand Theft Auto, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen because we don't know. We don't know when the online is coming. We know when the game is coming. Now, does that mean that the online is coming day one as well? Probably not, if I had to guess. But right now, officially, we don't know anyway. But I think this is a crazy... This is almost killing the games industry for the entire year next year, because there's two parts to this game. If we go off of what they've done in the past, there's almost two parts to this game. And maybe the online won't wait that long, but I think they should. I think they should wait that long. I think they put the game out initially in May. It comes with a single-player experience, and the online is slated for fall 2026 release. And that way, you take up the entire year, almost the entire year of 2026, and no other publisher is going to be able to get a game out. So what does that even mean? Well, that means that every game that was maybe coming in 2026, they might need to step into that office today and say, hey, now that we know when this is coming, all hands are on deck. We are crunching to get this one out this year, so that way it doesn't potentially get overshadowed with what Rockstar is doing next year at the start in May. Because there's got to be two parts to this game. They've never put out the online day one. I don't know about GTA 4. I can't remember, but GTA 5, that came out a few weeks after the game's launch. Actually, almost a month later. I think it came out in October. And then Red Dead Redemption 2 came out in October, and the online got activated in November. So I think what you do this time around, since this is much more ambitious and big, is you have the game come out in May, and then you have the online come out in fall, and that takes up the entire year. And really what that would do is, well, that would destroy any competition, and that would destroy any other game seeing the limelight. But this is crazy because really what this does is this reshapes the games industry, because no one wants to put a game out anywhere near May, right? Like, no. So we have a specific release date. Dr. Bliss in here yet again.
Dr. Blitz super chatted $4.99. The high-ruined game release is for 2025, and now 2026 is destroyed.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine if they delayed this again? I mean, it's just like, oh. I mean, now at this point, we can certainly put it on the back burner. We probably won't keep talking about this game because, well, you know, now we know when it's coming officially. There's a specific date. Rockstar says they need more time on it. You know, they've broken silence, over 500 days of radio silence. Now that they have come out of the woodwork and pulled the curtain back and said, hey, here's your update. It's coming May 26, 2026. They need obviously more time. I mean, I don't...
Imposter Boy has just tipped $9.99 through Super Chat. The gap between GTA 5 and GTA 6 will now be longer than it took Rockstar to make every single Grand Theft Auto game prior to GTA 5. It's actually over.
That's what I'm saying. Rockstar has put themselves in a position that is almost impossible to come out and say, hey, look, this exceeded your expectations. You know what I mean? It's just like the weight is insane here for this game. And a lot of people chalked it up as, oh, it's just marketing. Rockstar knows what they're doing. Well, I hope they know what they're doing. But now that we have the official delay, May 26, 2026, they've delayed the game. Expectations as such, since they pushed the game back, are going up even further. Because now that they've said, hey, we need more time on this game to potentially exceed your expectations, that's what they've deliberately said here in this, directly said here in this official statement. It's like, okay, well, they're literally raising the bar right here within this statement. They're literally raising the bar. So it's not our fault if we end up being disappointed with this game when they're literally saying that this is their mission statement to say, hey, look, GTA 6 is no exception, and we aim to exceed your expectations. It's unbelievable.
Dario super chatted €5. Hi, Mikel, I tune in and see this. So sad.
It really is. Because I wanted to be wrong. And I said, if I were wrong, because I predicted this, and I'm not saying I'm the only one that did, but in a live environment, I mean, no one else was being as consistent with this game as I was. And for this to really come to fruition like this is truly unbelievable. For weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months, we were very consistent with our views. Now, we had some moments there where we thought, well, let's just join in on the fun. Let's join in on these theories, and let's see what the 27th theory is all about. Let's see what the April 1st theory is all about. But I didn't truly believe in any of that stuff because I had my own theory, and my own theory was the one-year anniversary for GTA 6 Trailer 1. And when that didn't come to fruition, I knew there was something amiss. But Rockstar is really, they got to be cooking with this game. I mean, they really have to be cooking with this game because really, right here what it says, with every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations. So the goal for Grand Theft Auto 6 is to exceed your expectations. That's what they're saying right here. The goal for Grand Theft Auto 6 is to exceed your expectations. So I need you to imagine, close your eyes right now, and imagine what you think Grand Theft Auto 6 will be in terms of gameplay and what you're able to do in it and how immersive it is. Well, they're going to exceed those expectations that you have in your... I don't know how Rockstar is going to pull it off. They need the Avengers.
Fable La Punisher super chatted $4.99. GTA 6 will dominate the video game industry 10 plus years after it releases.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a final culmination in video game history, ushering a new generation.
You know, with that said, Fable, I mean, if you're a publisher right now and you're working on a game and you have that game maybe coming out for 2026 or early 2026, there's going to have to be crunch involved to get it out sooner now, because, like I said, if this game comes out in May of 2026, May 26, 2026, like it says here, and there is no further delays, potentially the online, since it's a lot more ambitious than ever before, it's the culmination of everything they've ever worked on with the online stuff, and it's just this final form of like, wow, this is this thing for the next 15 years. They could potentially take up the entire 2026, a huge chunk of 2026 just dedicated to this game, and you want to roll out the campaign first. You want to make sure people play that. You want to make sure people experience that, and that in and of itself is going to be worth $150, even if the game were that much. We don't know what the price will be, but with the game prices increasing, the likelihood of this game actually being $100 or $80 is really probably a likely thing, which I'm okay with. I mean, if the game is quality and if their goal is to truly exceed our expectations, then it doesn't matter. The price will be worth it. You know, it's not like they're selling you junk. So I don't think price is a concern with this one. You know, if they play their cards right and they truly do hit that goal. But I think they put themselves in a position where this game it's unbelievable to try and think that they're going to exceed our expectations and where they currently stand at. Every building has to, in my opinion, have interiors, even if they don't really mean much. I mean, they have to figure that out. Every building has to have interiors. NPCs, in my opinion, have to have daily schedules, at least when they're within the perimeter of the player.
You already said that.
The social media system in this game that we've seen in Trailer 1, I think that has to be a neural network system. And what that means is essentially the NPCs are actually kind of living in a breathing world. And when something happens dynamically, that isn't scripted, but that just happens because of the game logic, it triggers the NPC to record the event, and it gets put on the fake social media. And this is all happening in real time. And that way you can just doom scroll in GTA 6. So that will be your new life. You won't be doom scrolling anymore in real life. You'll be doom scrolling in Grand Theft Auto 6. And I truly believe that will be a feature in the game. And I know that sounds fucking ridiculous. I know that sounds silly. And I'm sure some of you guys are going to doubt that that's even possible with our current technology. But I mean, you know, this is a game that, you know, obviously they want to have a lot of longevity. This is a game that they want people to be playing for the next 15 years. There won't be a Grand Theft Auto 7. And even if there is a Grand Theft Auto 7, some of us might not make it to Grand Theft Auto 7. It's going to take 15 plus years to probably put that game out, if not longer. So with the way game development is these days, it's like, it's unbelievable how long these games take to make. I mean, we're talking 10 years minimum just to get one game out now, one big AAA game out, and it's just like, this is crazy. We got to start streamlining this stuff in a way that makes sense. But, you know, could they implement AI within this game? I mean, it could be a possibility. It could be the first AAA title to have AI NPCs, but the only way they can make that work is it can't run locally on the hardware because the hardware is not built for it. So what they would have to do is have maybe a toggle in the settings where it's like, okay, if you activate AI NPCs, you have to be always online to do that. But that could be very interesting. I don't know what Rockstar's cooking here, but it seems like it's going to be worth the wait. It's not really surprising, like I said. I mean, the announcement is surprising. It kind of came out of nowhere. You know, we were so used to the silence that we didn't really think Rockstar was going to talk or bark. But I told you guys, I said, well, eventually they're going to have to talk about this game. And Friday, May 2nd, 2025 is when they decided to pull the curtain back and officially delay this game. It still doesn't feel real to me. Kind of feels like we're in a dream right now. Maybe tomorrow we'll wake up and the game won't be delayed. It'll still be on track for fall 2020. That'd be fantastic. That would be utterly fantastic. And it's crazy because I predicted this just a couple of streams. In fact, yesterday I was talking about this game, but just a few streams ago I was talking about this, and I said, well, trailer 2, fall 2025, game comes out in spring, and I guess May is technically considered spring, right? Maybe it's not, I'm not sure, but pretty spot on there. And I think this is a great strategy. I think the game coming out in May is a great strategy because GTA Online comes out that fall, and it just overtakes the entire year of gaming. So they essentially have 2 big releases for this title. Because the online for this one one's definitely not coming out as soon as it did in previous games. There's no way the servers won't be able to handle it. The amount of traffic that the server, I mean, you know what I mean? It's cool. This is unbelievable. And I just can't help but wonder. It's like, what does this mean for the remainder of this year and other games that are supposed to be coming out? A lot of games got pushed up because of this game. A lot of publishers were, playing it safe rather than sorry, and they were moving their games up earlier. Now, does that mean that some of them might be pushed back to fall? Don't know. But Mafia: The Old Country has its debut next week, May 8th. And they need that game to shine. And that's what I said. I said, well, how can Trailer 2 exist for Grand Theft Auto 6? How could Trailer 2 exist for Grand Theft Auto 6 when you have all of these other Take-Two titles coming out? You have Mafia: The Old Country. You can't cannibalize that game because even if they showed you Trailer 2, your focus is on Grand Theft Auto 6 now and not Mafia: The Old Country. Same with Borderlands 4. It's like there's too much happening in this pipeline for this game to make sense to come out fall 2025. And clearly I was right. But Rockstar says they need more time. They need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. Decepticon Beats in the building.
Decepticon Beats has just tipped €11 through Super Chat. I was right and I still am. I told you GTA 6 will be delayed and released in 2026. Rockstar showing off Taylor 1 makes the wait just unbearable. High IQ promotion. They already sold us the game. Cool face emoji. Flexed biceps emoji. Trophy emoji.
Well, I would be down with no more trailers. I don't even need screenshots at this point because honestly, and this is what I said actually not too long ago, a few streams ago, I said, well, give me a release date, and that's all we need. And we can lock it in. I don't need to see more of this game. And maybe Rockstar takes that approach, but I don't believe they will. But imagine right now if we went dark and we said we're never looking at a new screenshot if they put new screenshots out, whenever that is, or Trailer 2, whenever they put Trailer 2 out. Imagine if we said we're never looking at it, and we just go in dark on May 26, 2026. I mean, can you imagine that dopamine hit that the game would be providing? Imagine looking at that game on your OLED television for the very first time, and you've never seen Trailer 2, you've never seen new screenshots. The only thing you've seen is Trailer 1 and the artwork. Unbelievable. I mean, that would be an insane moment. I mean, really, honestly, it would be not a life-changing moment, but it would definitely be something, an unforgettable moment to say the least. If you were to go dark right now and say, okay, well, you know when Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out. It's coming out May 26, 2026. Put that on the calendar and just shut it down. And don't look at screenshots. Don't look at Trailer 2 if and when those come out. And just say, okay, we have Trailer 1. We have a release date. This is all we need. We buy the game when it comes out. And that's it. And I'm telling you, the experience will be unlike anything you've ever experienced before in gaming. It will really be that damn good. But that's a very hard thing to do. I mean, we've waited for so long already. And today they pull the curtain back and they delay the game. And again, we come over here. Why did they delay the game? Are they removing the potential woke
He's
themes?
made
We don't wanna get too political in here, but,
$302
you know, some games are removing some of the woke themes. Some games are still adding
so
the woke
far
themes. But a lot of
for
companies are kind of
yapping.
going back on that stuff and reversing it. Is this the first AAA game with AI NPCs? I don't think the technology right now is capable of that, but I could be wrong. I'm not a game developer. I have no idea. Is this the first $100 AAA game? That could very well be a possibility, especially by the time May rolls around of next year. That very well could be a possibility. Can it now live up to expectations? This is a big one. Their goal is to exceed our expectations. That's what they said in the official statement. So the answer, I suppose, is yes. And could there be another delay? Well, if we go on previous Rockstar titles, there very well could be another delay, which would really suck. That would suck. But I think at this juncture, especially when Borderlands is coming, gone. When's that coming out? September? When Borderlands comes and goes, I think the marketing should start with this game. And we'll have more, maybe, information at the Take-Two earnings call, which is, I believe, May 15th. And that might give us a better roadmap. I don't think they'll unveil anything big there, but probably an updated roadmap now that the game has been delayed. It is going to be interesting to hear from Strauss and what they say. And, you know, I thought going into May 15th, I didn't expect this to be delayed this early, I guess, but I was thinking that May 15th was going to be just another reiteration of, like, it's still on track for fall 2025, but I guess Rockstar had to pull the curtain back before that Take-Two earnings call and say, hey, look, we're going to need some more time. Because that would look silly on Take-Two's part to say the game is coming out and still on track for fall 2025.
No one is here for your
And,
bad
you know,
takes.
obviously
You are
Rockstar
getting paid
internally
because
knows where
mentally
this
ill
game is
people
at,
feel
and,
sorry for
know,
you.
They obviously need more time to exceed our expectations. That's literally what this is saying. Their goal is to exceed our expectations. Now, you know, that's easier said than done. But if anyone can do it, it's going to be Rockstar Games. Even if the game is woke, and even if, I mean, the gameplay, I mean, for what we saw in that leaked footage, and now that leaked footage, you know, that's 2022 footage, 2021 footage. I mean, the game's going to be way different. Well, not way different, but it's going to be. It's going to be. I mean, we haven't seen. I don't know. It's just. We haven't seen this game in over 500 days. That still remains to be the case, but Rockstar has finally broken their silence here today and delayed the game. And, you know, as this announcement sinks in, well, it is what
Guy
it is.
keeps
But,
spamming it, and the mods aren't even
the
in
marketing
there.
should start ramping up. If this game is truly coming out in May of next year, the marketing should start ramping up. Probably by the end of this year. I think that would be a smart play, a smart move. Get trailer 1 out. I mean, trailer 2, rather, or at least some screenshots by the end of the year, something to really solidify that this game is truly coming, because if we go again back into the radio silence thing, then quite frankly, I don't, you know, but here's the thing, they're going to at least wait until, in my opinion, Borderlands 4 to start talking about this game. So you're going to have to wait until probably September. If I had to guess, and I could be wrong on that, but I would argue until at least September, as Mafia of the Old Country comes out in August, and Borderlands comes out in September. So probably October, late September, October, I think that's potentially when the marketing I think that's potentially when the marketing could start ramping up for in May. Now, obviously, that's a few months away, so we still have time to see what's going on. But this is unbelievable. And their goal here is to deliver that level of quality that we expect and deserve. Their goal here is to exceed our expectations. And I think that, I mean, that's what we want to hear, of course, but can they pull it off is really the big question, because this is like a David and Goliath situation, or it's like that meme, you know, one guy versus 100 whatever it is, Gorillas or whatever. I mean, really, that's the position that Rockstar's in. Can they really make it happen? Can they really figure it out? And if they can, then there might not be other games after this game comes out. If that makes any sense, there might not be other games I mean, why? If this is truly the biggest and best video game ever made, why would you want to play anything else? If this game keeps on giving and they've designed it for a 15-year roadmap, why would you want to play anything else? Shouldn't get boring that quick. So other games, even after this game releases, even about 6 or so months after this game releases, or a year after this game releases in 2027, I mean, why would you want to play another game after this? We don't need Witcher 4. We don't need Cyberpunk 2. We don't need Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, Elder Scrolls 6, I mean, I guess those are exceptions, but I'm talking about other titles. I mean, we don't need to play the new Call of Duty. We don't need to play the new FIFA. We don't need to play the new Madden. We don't need to play this indie game that people are shilling for about a week. We don't need to play this flavor of the week title that's on Game Pass. I think this will have, when this game eventually does release, and if it does truly exceed our expectations, and they truly deliver at that high quality level, I honestly think this will kind of destroy the games industry in a weird way.
Dr. Blitz super chatted $1.99. I'm expecting GTA 6 to be connected to my smart home.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Okay, buddy.
That would be crazy. Some real life implementations like that. But I think this is a smart strategy from Rockstar Games. Yes, it sucks right now, as we kind of let it marinate, but if you put the game out in spring of 2026 or early summer of 2026, you have a roadmap for online later that year. You know, I mean, honestly, it could really be huge. You could have 2 separate releases for Grand Theft Auto 6, and that would be a big money maker for Take-Two, a big money maker for Rockstar Games, and it would have time for them to prepare for the online and get these servers ready and stuff like that. I mean, it could really be big in a way that makes sense. So if this is all on track and nothing gets changed between now and then, the game truly does come out May 26, 2026. You have the single-player portion of the campaign, and that's huge. You know? But then you have the online coming potentially later. Maybe fall's a little bit too late, but man, it's going to be hard to put a game out after this game if you're a publisher, especially if you're an indie dev. I mean, it's just like no one's going to want to play anything else. This isn't like your flavor of the week title that people talk about on social media and claim to be the best and drop it week. Like, this is a game that's going to be a little bit different, and I don't think this generation is used to games like that. They're used to disposable titles that come out, and people say that they're the best thing since sliced bread, and then they move on in about a week or so after the release. But I think this one is going to be one where it's like gamers wake up, and, you know, this generation of gamers wake up and they're like, oh shit, I remember when well, they don't remember, but I mean, it's just one you can sink your teeth into, and the boomers, they're going to remember, like, yeah, this is one that you can sink your teeth into, and it's not a flavor of the week or month title. Fable yet again.
Fable La Punisher super chatted $4.99. Wars will stop. Love will be found, life will have meaning, we may finally be able to understand the universe and its secrets. GTA 6 is world unity.
It might very well be. I mean, it might very well be. But I think there's going to be a lot of things that Rockstar and PlayStation and Xbox are going to have to try and figure out, you know, how to get these pre-orders going, because in my opinion, they're going to have to redesign the pre-order system for a game like this, because you can't have if they were to just put the game out and say, "Hey guys, pre-order today," the servers are going to crash, right? This is a big game, like bigger than anything that anyone's experienced, really. I think almost to a detriment, the game is kind of too big. And maybe Rockstar is kind of feeling that. They're like, oh, wait a minute. We knew the game was going to be popular. We knew Grand Theft Auto was always big, but man, it's just turned into this whole beast, multi-billion-dollar game. And it's like, well, it wasn't like that before. It was, popular, but it was a primarily single-player game with San Andreas, and GTA 4 started the multiplayer. But it's just like, this is a whole different anomaly now. It's like a fucking console release. Like Grand Theft Auto 6 is almost like a console coming out. Like, if you can kind of think about it like that. I mean, obviously it's not new hardware, but it's almost as big as a console release. In fact, I would argue this is bigger than the Switch 2 coming out. And that's probably one of the reasons why the Switch 2 launched when it did. In next month the Switch 2 comes out, and I'm assuming that they did that launch to get ahead of this, which was of course slated for fall of 2025 for a long time there. But now May 26, 2026. So everyone today that works in the games industry is probably scrambling to figure out when these projects are now coming out, and there's just a lot of work. Now that the release date is out, these other publishers are looking at it and they're saying, okay, well, where does our game fit within this forecast and within this schedule? And some of these games are going to have to be pushed up, otherwise they're going to not be successful. Some of these games are going to have to be pushed up. They're going to have to go all hands on deck to get their game out before May 26th. Otherwise, if you put your game out after that, good luck. Good luck, unless it's an established property that has, a Call of Duty audience or something like that, or a FIFA audience or something like that. Good luck. So what this essentially means is that we might have more games coming out that we didn't know were coming out this year, but now are, because of this release date for Grand Theft Auto 6. So this could actually be a blessing in disguise.
Be sure to support any way you guys can, like the show,
packed.
share it out, do whatever you guys can.
Because you don't want to put your game out after Grand Theft Auto 6. And now that we know specifically when this game is coming, it allows them to really figure it out in a way that makes sense and to get things geared up. So I think there will be announcements probably within the next few weeks, a few months.
It's damn
games
true.
now launching in fall of 2025, because now that runway is kind of clear. I mean, you'll have probably trailer 2 for this later this year if everything is on track. I think that makes the most sense. Probably late October, November, maybe December for trailer 2, right within that 3-month gap before 2026. And then maybe some screenshots, but I don't know where they could. I think at the very least you're going to have to wait until Borderlands 4 comes and goes. But right now the focus is on Mafia: The Old Country. They want that game to succeed, and I think this is a smart move and a smart play. I assume it's Rockstar's decision. It says it is here. But you can't help but wonder, did Take-Two have any influence on this decision? Because it's like, well, you can't put out GTA 6 material and market GTA 6 while you have Mafia coming out and Borderlands. In my opinion, it would cannibalize both games, or at least wane interest in both games. Take-Two doesn't want that. They're all under the same umbrella. They have to let those games breathe. They have to let those games succeed. And now that this is out of the way, the runway is clear. And Leslie Benzie's game, Mid's-Eye, that's now going to get some more attention. It's an interesting dynamic, really, honestly, it is. But I think we'll hear and see more as the weeks come and go, and as we head into fall of 2025, what's going on with certain games and stuff like that. But it's going to be interesting to see how Rockstar goes forward here now that we have an official confirmation on when this game is coming out. May 26, 2026. And again, let's go ahead and read this again, and I think we're going to wrap this up here. We are on low battery. It's been a very interesting show here. We do appreciate all of the kind generosity coming through. It's been a hard show to do, actually. It was shocking news to wake up to, honestly. For some reason, we didn't think that this was, it was a realistic outcome, but we didn't really think that Rockstar was going to talk about this game. And now that they finally broke the silence of over 500 plus days, well, this is what we get. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now coming May 26, 2026. Hi, everyone. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to release on May 26, 2026. We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon. Sincerely, Rockstar Games. That is the official statement, the official confirmation on when to expect Grand Theft Auto 6 as it now releases May 26, 2026. And today is the day, Friday, May 2nd, 2025, where Rockstar Games finally,
Hopefully it has roleplay.
after over 500 days since GTA 6 Trailer 1, to pull the curtain back. And I guess pull it back in a way that makes sense.
If not, we'll be playing the shit out of online and single
We appreciate
player.
you guys for tuning in, tagging along, and supporting the show. And with that said, as Grand Theft Auto 6 now releases May 26, 2026, we will see you later. It's over.
Well, I will be back if there's another live stream to cover or react to. And we'll probably be back with some GTA later on. Appreciate you guys for supporting the show, tagging along, and we will see you later.